Hello, and welcome to the GPSC Travel Funds tutorial. During the next 10 minutes, I will guide you to complete the Travel Funds application so you can submit a successful application. Before you start, please check the following facts to make sure you can apply for the GPSC funds. 1. You must be a degree-seeking student enrolled at an MMC-based department during and after the semester of the event and paying A&S fees. 2. Your application will be submitted 5 weeks or 35 days before your departure date to your conference. 3. You have not received funding within the current GPSC funding year, which is from June 1st to May 31st, and you are not receiving funding from another A&S-funded student organization for the same event. 4. You cannot be receiving credit towards your degree or any other certification for the event. Internship, certification, continuing education, practicum, study abroad, or other credit-earning event. 5. You are planning to travel to a country that has diplomatic relations with the government of the United States. If you meet these minimum requirements, you can start the application at gradschool.fiu.edu/GPSC. You can find detailed information on how to apply for travel funds in this website by downloading the full PowerPoint workshop. And you can start a travel fund application by clicking on GPSC funding information and application. Please carefully read and sign the first page. Next, you need to select one of the following categories. 1. Conference presentation. 2. Research presentation. Or 3. Professional development. Remember, each of the categories requires a letter of support from your advisor on FIU letterhead. The letter should include your full name, title of your presentation, place and date of the conference. Next, provide your name, Panther ID, contact information, and your department information, including your faculty advisors and your department travel liaison contact information. Make sure to correctly fill out name, location, start, and end dates of the event that you are attending. Add your departure and return dates, and remember that your travel cannot start sooner than 24 hours before the start of the event for domestic travels and 48 hours for international travels. Similarly, your return date cannot be later than 24 hours after the end of the event for domestic travels and 48 hours for international travels. In the next section, you need to provide a summary of benefits that your travel will provide for FIU and the state of Florida. Remember, this section is not about how the event will benefit you. Rather, it should clearly demonstrate how it will provide value to FIU and the state of Florida. Now let us know if you are traveling by air, rail, or rental car, or your own vehicle. If you are traveling by air or rail, you need a quote from a credible website. We strongly suggest Kayak website. If you are traveling by your own car, you need to calculate the mileage using a credible website. We strongly suggest MapQuest. GPSC reimburses mileage to only one person in the group travel. If you are traveling by a rental car, you need a car rental quote from a credible website. We strongly suggest Kayak website. FIU Travel Office and GPSC only accepts travels with compact cars. For a gas mileage request, you must print out a map with the complete itinerary showing the total mileage for the trip. Point of origin and destination must be included in the map. We strongly suggest MapQuest. Next, provide the event registration fee and abstract submission fee, if any. The fees should be based on the registration fee table of the event. Provide the total funds that you are requesting from GPSC, which can include transportation cost and registration and abstract submission fees, and indicate if you are receiving funds from other sources. If you are applying for the conference presentation funding, you need to mention the title of your presentation and list the names of the authors. To apply for the conference presentation funding, you will require the following documents. Number 1. Acceptance letter. Can be for an oral presentation or a poster presentation. For oral presentations, all presenters could receive funding with a proof that they are presenting authors. For poster presentations, only one student per presentation will be funded. If no proof for presentation is available yet, proof of abstract submission along with the abstract and list of authors will suffice. Upon return, you will need to submit proof of abstract acceptance in addition to the conference program showing your title, the date, and the time of your presentation. Number 2. List of airfare quotes as a point of comparison regardless of the type of transportation. We strongly recommend an airfare quote from kayak.com that shows the list of possible flights and prices. The quote should be for a round trip and based on the requested travel dates. Number 3. Table of registration fees showing the different categories of registration and not your actual fee registration receipt. Make sure to include the student registration fee. If the registration fee has been waived, please submit a supporting document. To apply for the research funding, you will require the following documents. Number 1. You must have approved M2 for master's students and D2 and D3 forms for PhD students. Number 2. Your travel must be related to your thesis or your dissertation. Number 3. Propose detailed itinerary of research activities during your trip. Number 4. You need a list of airfare quotes as a point of comparison, regardless of the type of transportation. We strongly recommend an airfare quote from kayak.com that shows the list of possible flights and prices. The quote should be for a round trip and based on the requested travel dates. To apply for the Professional Development Fund to participate in a conference, workshop organizer, as a panel discussion, or as a leader of a conference, you must have a proof that you will attend or will have a passive participation in an event. It can be a letter from the chair organizer or some authority at the conference. Number 2. You need a list of airfare quotes as a point of comparison, regardless of the type of transportation. We strongly recommend an airfare quote from kayak.com that shows the list of possible flights and prices. The quote should be for a round trip and based on the requested travel dates. Number 3. You need the table of registration fees showing the different categories of registration and not your actual fee registration receipt. Make sure to include the student registration fee. If the registration fee has been waived, please submit a supporting document. Next, you need to upload the supporting documents for your application. Acceptance letter or proof of abstract submission. Abstract. Airfare quote for a round trip based on the travel dates from Kayak. Conference registration fee table, the full tables with students' fees. Abstract submission fee, if any, and other, such as mileage from MapQuest. Remember, all Internet printouts must have Internet headers and footers, showing that they were printed directly from the website of the actual conference addressed. Attach a PDF page with an explanation for any reason that does not meet the requirements of the GPSC and FIU travel policies. Copy, paste, cropped, zoomed-in documents are not accepted. Do not submit PDFs of images copied and pasted onto a Word document. You must save your acceptance letter and/or other documents that you received in your email provider's webmail as a PDF document and then submit in your application. No funding request can or will be approved post facto by the GPSC as per A&S guidelines. Please read the agreement page carefully, fill and sign the required sections. When you submit a successful application, you will receive a confirmation receipt by email, and your advisor will receive an auto-generated request to submit the letter of support by email. The sender is noreply@webforms.fiu.edu, and the name is the Graduate and Professional Student Committee. When your advisor submits the recommendation letter successfully, you will also receive confirmation receipt by email. Before you travel, contact your department's travel liaison to create and submit a Travel Authorization Number, or TAR, before your travel. Failure to do so will result in loss of funding.